drew you to NFC?
I think what drew us to the advertisement or whatever we saw was the fact that like industry experience was promised, and that wasn't the case anywhere else. And I think that it's one thing to study, but we all kind of knew going into it, fashion was something you needed experience in order to succeed. And I would say NFC gave us that, and other places didn't.
I think it really was the industry experience. I think that 100% stood out above everything else. Being able to get such tangible experience, and like you think you might know what you want to get into in the industry, but you don't actually know unless you've tried it. So getting that tangible experience within the year was just amazing.
Okay, what were your favorite highlights from the course content? Highlights. I actually loved how in the end of every single class, which you only do once a week, so like you make the most out of it, we actually made it really fun, and at the end of every kind of course point, we would have a mini project, and it was always very creative. You would get put in a little group, you'd make your own group. It's all very free reign, and some of the stuff that we all presented, like our teacher and just the classroom would kind of be blown away by some of the things that we all produced. Like I remember a really cool magazine idea that came out, and like the title was like JPEG or something, and it was just pieced together so well. And I think it really shows you a lot more of like what you're capable of if you're just given the space and the opportunity to be like, hey guys, here's a baseline of an idea, like let's do something with it. And yeah, like you will blow yourself away with what you come up together.
Did completing internships alter your perception of your initial career aspirations?
We were able to learn from each other, you know, and you mention things and you hear them and you're kind of like, oh, okay, that's not quite right for me then either. Maybe I'll choose this internship over that one based on, you know, what Kate's experience was, or, you know, so it was a really good way to taste test, but also just listen and experience through other people's experiences.
Did you have any pinch me moments during your experience at NFC?
I think I know yours.
I met Kendall Jenner. In New York Fashion Week. I worked her after party and had the opportunity to meet her, and that was such a pinch me moment. She was so lovely, and you know, I still talk about it every day, so.
Explain how important the networking events were in developing industry relationships. I think they're actually super valuable. When we first started, I think that was something that it was unexpected how important they were, and I think it was really cool. The industry seems so unapproachable sometimes because it's so big and it's so foreign. Like I wasn't in it before, and having these people come to campus every Thursday was crazy, and the opportunity to communicate and like to talk with them and to connect with them on LinkedIn or on socials, it was really, really valuable.
How did you find learning from your trainer? It was super non-traditional, but in the best way. I think the relationship that all the students have with the teachers and the trainers here is really different to the type that you would have at uni. You know coming here that everybody who is here wants to be here, and that includes the teachers, and you're aware of their history, their background in the industry, so you know that you're getting the best of the best. And it's really nice coming somewhere where, you know, they support you just as much as you want to be supported by them. They care, and it's small classes as well, so you know that they're invested in you individually just as much as you're invested in the class.
Yeah.
How important is the sense of community at NFC? Like the college is very inclusive, it's a safe space. It keeps you excited to come every week, and like seeing all of your friends, your classmates, like it makes it so much easier to get along with everyone, and we all have the same passion for fashion. Oh, that rhymes.
Okay. What has been your biggest takeaway from studying at NFC? Feeling quite quickly that so much more is possible than you originally thought it was, which I think is a common thread in a lot of what we've talked about today. It is crazy that you can start from probably a point of like not much clarity, but I have interest in fashion. For me, it was like fashion and marketing and events and content really. And that just further developed, and now I do things like from a freelance perspective. I've shot some really cool like social media first campaigns for like small Australian brands, and had I not done NFC, that definitely wouldn't have felt possible. I can't say it wouldn't have happened, but it definitely wouldn't have been in the space of a year.
What advice would you give a potential student thinking of launching their future in fashion?
Take every opportunity that you can, whether it's an internship or whether it's a fashion show or an experience, whatever it is, just like throw yourself into it because you'll just get so much more out of it by doing that.
Did you find that NFC provided you with enough opportunities to understand the industry?
You were able to kind of talk to the director and say, these are like the 5 aspects of the industry that I'm interested in. Like, I don't know how to narrow it down. And then he'd help you and kind of guide you in different ways, whether it's an internship or a one-day experience or a networking event, whatever it was, you were able to kind of get those experiences from every aspect of the industry and really narrow it down for yourself, which was really helpful.
Yeah.
What would you tell your younger self since graduating? Where are you now in your career?
I think I would tell my younger self that it's okay to try and pivot. I'm very much someone who has to be chucked in the deep end, actually understand what I'm doing, do the thing that I'm trying to do, and then go, okay, it wasn't what I expected, but I can pivot. And because of the ongoing support at NFC, I can, chat to the director or chat to my trainer or even chat to my peers and be like, hey, I thought I wanted to do this. I actually don't think I want to do it anymore, but it's great because I can cross it off my list and I can move on so quickly.
What was your first internship and what did you learn?
So my first internship was at EVH agency, so that was the PR and communications group. It was quite a good internship because it was like a mixture of again, getting thrown into the deep end, but understanding different areas of the business. Mainly what I did was assisting with the marketing team and collating their activations calendar. So that was something very cool to kind of do because it kind of felt like, oh, you want my opinion? You want my take on it? It felt as if we were very important and our efforts and what we put in into our internships felt very seen, and it gave us the experiences that we needed. And I was also in charge of kind of making sure the showroom was visually beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. And with that experience, it gave me the skill set to land a job at Zara as a visual merchandiser. So I feel like it's really important to get into these internships because they'll be very useful later on.
Guys, I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, it was so nice to catch up with each other. Let's not leave it that long again.
Absolutely. How is Saba going?
It's really good.
Yeah, I love that.